Hi everyone, this is Veronica. Today we are going to talk about edge computing. So you already have heard about cloud computing in recent years. So we'll see what's the difference between these two, how they are helpful to us in the modern ways. To connect with me, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook, especially for your queries, because I feel together we can make a difference. Now you can get StudyIQ premium content at Rs 159 per month only. Here you will get some videos, exclusive videos by Dr. Gaurav Garg on daily current affairs, monthly banking awareness, monthly best 200 current affairs. By Prashant Dhawan, you will get monthly compilation of most important geopolitics and IR issues. And by Dr. Mahipal Singh Rathore, you will get monthly 5 premium videos, which won't be able to get accessed by those viewers who are not the member of StudyIQ family. Now let's start the discussion. What is the relevance? It will be covered in your mains paper 3, awareness in the fields of IT space, computers, robotics, nanotechnology, biotechnology, etc. Objective level, you should know about what is edge computing. Subjective level, what are the applications of edge computing? Now, in what context today we are studying this? You have heard about cloud computing, by which remote servers hosted on the internet store and process data rather than local servers or your personal computers, and now they are ready to move to the next level. So next level of cloud computing is your edge computing. So you have heard, for example, let me give you an example of OneDrive, your Google Drive. So these things are giving you spaces to store your data. So just not in the means of storage, it has many other uses also, but just to make it convenient, you know that you can store data not in, if you don't want to store it in your personal computers because you have memory issues, you store it in another cloud services which are provided by various servers, even like iCloud, you have Samsung Cloud, you have OneDrive, you have Google Drive, data like that. Now this thing is known as cloud computing, and now we are moving to another level, that is edge computing. Talking about cloud computing in detail, that this service is available on demand. So on demand availability of computer system resources, especially your data storage. Now you all can relate with it because we all store data on these drives, on these clouds. And computing power. So what do we mean by computing power? You all play games online, but now it depends upon our processor of our computer. Do we have graphic card or not to play heavy games? So on normal computers, heavy games you won't be able to play them, otherwise your system gets hanged. But now if you don't have that much computing power, you can play same heavy games on the cloud services. You can play them online without direct active management by the user. So this is what is cloud computing. This is how cloud computing is helpful to you in your daily lives. So the term is generally used to describe data centers available to many users over the internet. So now the question is, why there is a need for upgrade? Because now Amazon, Microsoft and Alphabet. So you have heard about these technological giant. Amazon is there, Microsoft is there, Alphabet is the parent company of Google. So the technology giants that provide cloud computing infrastructure to major corporates and governments. So now these big companies, they give cloud services to not only to the individuals but to major corporates also and to governments also. Because you can relate to this thing how, because see, in your laptop or in your PC, you have 1 TB memory at max. Mostly people have this much, or even 500 GB in earlier laptops, right? But now what kind of data you store in your PCs? For example, your students, you are saving a lot of books, you are saving a lot of PDFs, you are saving your photos, videos, etc. But now there will be time when your memory will be over. You want another storage device, you will buy an hard drive, 1 TB hard drive at max. But how many hard drives you will buy? This is a situation at individual level. Now what about those companies who are having employees like 10,000 employees, 50,000 employees? There's huge data to be stored. This is not possible for a company. If they will do it on their own, it will charge them a lot. This will be very expensive. That is why they take services, they outsource the services of some other cloud services service providers. So this is how the data is stored in this cloud. So now these big technological giants, they want to leverage 5G wireless technology and artificial intelligence to enable faster response times, lower latency, That means ability to process very high volumes of data with minimal delay and simplified maintenance in computing. Now what does this mean? So here you have to pay little interest. So suppose this is a cloud. Earlier this was the cloud. Here the companies were storing their data, whatever the data is, employee data, whatever work they are doing. And suppose here you are the user. So user could be any government organization, it could be any corporate, it can be you, because you also store data in this cloud. So this is the cloud. So you can access this data in cloud even if you're not carrying your personal laptop or computer with you. You have a certain username, you have a password, you'll just fill it in your tablet or your laptop or in anyone's computer and you can access your data. But what you have noticed there, you are not accessing this data in real time. It takes little time to use. Like for example, if you are downloading a video of yours that you have saved in the cloud, now you want to play it again, it will take a little time, it will buffer and download again, and then only you can use it. So it is at least taking some time. Exactly. For example, let me give you an example. There was a survey where people were asked what do you do on your laptop. So 95% of people said that we use internet. Now coming to internet, they browse things, that means. So coming to browsing things, you are browsing certain thing on your Google, right? You are maybe you are just searching edge computing. So the page is taking little time and then it is getting opened, right? It's not happening within the seconds, not in real time. So that is why these technological giants want to reduce this much time also. They feel you should be able to access the data from the cloud in real time. Even this buffer time should not take place. So that is why they have said they want to integrate this 5G wireless technology and artificial intelligence to enable faster response times. So response time they want to increase. There should be lower latency. That means you should be able to process your high volumes of data with minimum delay and simplified maintenance in computing. Maintenance in computing means that you have saved your data in this cloud and now you're not responsible for your data. Even if something happens to a particular cloud service, then it's their responsibility to give you back your data. So because they have their multiple copies of your data with them, how do they store it? That is their headache. But now you got my point, that why they are moving towards edge computing. Till now we were talking about cloud computing. Now where is edge computing between cloud computing and user? It is here somewhere. Again I'm telling you, this is cloud computing, this is your edge computing. Now what they want to do, how they can make it faster for you, they will offload this in edge computing. Ultimately, if you see cloud, there is larger physical distance between the user and the data. So that is why there is a delay. So edge computing, between them, they will offload some things which are not so important already in the edge, so you can access the data in real time. For example, in this web browser, if there will be edge computing that is already offloaded in this edge computing cloud, right, in the space, so you will be able to access it more quickly. You will be able to access your data more quickly because the physical distance of your data will be locally stored. So that is why this is the next level of cloud computing. This is where edge computing comes in, which many see is that as an extension to cloud. Obviously it is an extension to cloud, but which is in fact different in several basic ways also. So by 2025, companies will generate and process more than 75% of their data outside of the traditional centralized data centers, that is at the edge of the cloud. So now the question is, what is edge computing? I have explained you already, but let's see a little more detail. Edge computing, it enables data to be analyzed, processed and transferred at the edge of the network. Obviously that is what I told you. Now the idea is to analyze the data locally, because now the physical distance between the user and the data is very less. Closer to where it is stored, it is closer. I have shown you in real time. Without latency, there is no delay, rather than send it far away to the centralized data center, which was the cloud. So whether you are streaming a video or accessing a library of video games in the cloud, edge computing allows for quicker data processing and content delivery. But as I told you, still there are certain differences. Okay, this is what I show you. I have shown you cloud computing. This is you means user, you mean government organization, you means corporations. So this was the cloud. So this is somewhere edge computing. They are offloading the things and then you are able to use them more quickly. So As far I know, edge computing and cloud computing, there are still some differences. The basic difference between edge computing and cloud computing lies is in the place where the data processing take place. Whether if it is taking in place in cloud, it is cloud computing. If it is taking place in edge, it is edge computing. So there's a difference of place. So at the moment, you know about IoT, Internet of Things systems perform all their computations in the cloud using the data centers. So edge computing, on the other hand, essentially manages massive amount of data generated by these IoT, Internet of Things devices by storing and processing data locally. So that data doesn't need to be sent over a network as soon as it is processed. Only important data is sent. Therefore, an edge computing network reduces the amount of data that travels over the network because it is stored in edge computing ways. So other question now people ask, how soon can edge computing become a part of our life? So experts believe that true potential of edge computing will be apparent after 5G networks, because you don't need big memory computers now. All you need is a very strong internet connection. So it will be possible once your 5G networks go mainstream in a year from now, then only this edge computing will be there. Now users will be able to enjoy consistent connectivity without even realizing it. You won't be able to realize that your internet speed is so high, the data you are processing, using, it's at quick on your fingertips, and this will help telecom operators adopt 5G network capable of supporting edge workloads also. Now there's this company NVIDIA, one of the biggest players in the design and manufacture of graphics and AI acceleration. AI is your artificial intelligence acceleration hardware. They have just announced EGX, edge computing platform also. So now you know that edge computing is defined as a deployment of your data handling activities or other network operations away from centralized and always connected network segments like your Dropbox, Gmail, etc., and toward individual sources of data capture such as your endpoints like laptops, tablets, etc. So all you can say, it is an extension of cloud computing. So there are many advantages of edge computing. It is quick, future technology is enabled through this, localized solution, and data efficient. So this is all about today's lecture. Thank you.